So, here is my weird facts about every team competing at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So, in France, they make over 400 different types of cheese. In Spain, they have the most bars and restaurants per person in the whole world. That's why no work gets done in Spain. England, they invented football, they invented queuing, which is a pain in the backside, bad weather, and losing penalty shootouts. They also drink more tea than anywhere else. Also, invented the game, forgot how to win, and moan about absolutely everything. The British do like a moan. Belgium, they produce 220,000 tonnes of chocolate every year. Also, they have 3 official languages and no one agrees on anything. Germany, over 1,000 different types of sausages. They invented the hot dog, the car, and efficiency. Never fun to watch, but always watch out for the Germans. Portugal, they produce half the world's cork. Basically, a country made of bottle tops. Will they bottle job the World Cup? They also have the oldest bookshop, which is older than Cristiano Ronaldo, only just. Holland, 27% of the whole country is below sea level. They literally live underwater and they built walls to keep the sea out, but will they keep teams out at the World Cup? Croatia, they have over 1,000 islands, but only 50 of them are lived on. Also invented the necktie, so every time you wear a tie, you're wearing part of Croatia. How lovely, close to your heart. Switzerland, they don't have a capital city, but they do make the best watches and chocolate. Some might even say some of their cheese. Austria, they have the biggest ice cave in the world, 42 kilometers long, and 60% of the whole country is mountains, basically hills and snow. Norway, the mountains is just the country is just mountains, forests, lakes. Barely any people live there. They have more reindeer than people, and they love the Vikings. Sweden, they give out the Nobel Prizes. They invented Spotify, Minecraft, and the Zip. They're super smart and organised, just how they play at the World Cup. Czech Republic, they drink the most beer per person in the world and watch everyone else win because they're blindedly drunk every single time that they play. Turkey, Istanbul is the only city in the world that sits in 2 continents, half in Europe, half in Asia, literally split down the middle. But they do make nice kebabs. They are passionate fans. Watch out for them at this World Cup. Scotland, they have over 300 words for rain because it literally rains there every single day. But it is a beautiful country. They invented golf, whiskey, and the phone. They also invented crashing out of the World Cup every time they get there in the group stage. But we all love Scotland because of their bagpipes and their kilts. Bosnia, they have villages where people still live like it's the 1900s, and that is how their football is played. They have waterfalls so big you can drive behind them. Brazil, they have more species of monkey than any country on earth. Argentina, they have the highest and lowest points in South America. Huge mountains, deep lakes, everything is extreme. They also eat more beef per person than anyone else in the world, and they do love a cry. Dirty, crying, Maradona, hand of God. Argentina don't have much going for them. Uruguay, bit like Argentina, but they're the smallest ever country to win 2 World Cups. The population is smaller than Bristol. Also, every single house has its own flagpole. Very proud country. But we all remember Uruguay for Luis Suarez biting a chunk out of players. Colombia, they have more types of bird than Europe and North America combined. No, that's not birds as in women, that's birds as in animals. Only country with two coastlines on two different oceans. Ecuador. They named the country after the equator, which runs straight through it. They literally have 1 foot in the north, 1 foot in the south, and also they play home games 2,800 metres up. That is why they've got a bit of a height advantage. Paraguay, 90% of the country speaks two languages, and one of them is an indigenous language that has no written form. Also, it's landlocked. Morocco, they have camels in the desert and snow in the mountains. Go for a ski in the morning, ride a camel in the afternoon, and it's also the closest African country to Europe. Senegal, they have a giant lake that's bright pink, naturally pink. Looks like someone poured paint in, and it's also known as the land of Teranga, means hospitality. Egypt, the pyramids are older than Stonehenge, the Roman Empire, and basically everything else over 4,500 years. Algeria, 90% of the country is the Sahara Desert. Hot, huge, endless sand. They have some of the biggest dunes in the world, taller than mountains. Take your kids there and build some sandcastles. Ghana, they used to be called the Gold Coast, and they have so much gold you can literally find it in rivers. Tunisia, part of the Star Wars movies were filmed here. The desert looks like another planet. Also, they have ancient ruins older than Rome. Ivory Coast produce 30% of the whole world's cocoa. Basically, every chocolate bar you eat comes from here. So we do have the Ivory Coast to thank for some chocolate. Some of the best players never won anything. Sweet country, bitter results. South Africa, 3 capital cities, 1 for the government, 1 for law, and 1 for everything else. Also, you can see penguins and lions in the same day. DR Congo. They have the second biggest rainforest in the world, bigger than the whole of Spain. Also, the river there is so big it carries more water than any other river except the Amazon. So that is the one on the European and African teams. Next, I'm coming back with Asia and Oceania.